This week, the scripture is from John chapter 3, the story of Jesus meeting with Nicodemus at night. I guess you could probably call it Nick at night. In that text from John chapter 3, verse 1 to verse 17, we have the most famous book or verse in the Bible. It's the one that we often hear memorized. It's one that we see in the grandstands. I sometimes see in a football game at the end zone somebody standing with a placard saying John 3:16 on it. It is indeed a very popular verse, the verse that says, "For God so loved the world." And in this conversation that Nicodemus has with Jesus, the question that I keep coming back to is, how does this change Nicodemus's life? And at least in the course of this conversation, in these 17 verses, the answer is not much. I think the answer we get from Nicodemus in these verses is, I'm going to have to think about this, Jesus. Thankfully, we hear a bit more about Nicodemus in a couple of other places in the book of John. In John chapter 7, Nicodemus gives a half-hearted defense to the Pharisees for Jesus. And then later in John chapter 19, after Jesus has been crucified and died, Nicodemus is one who goes with Joseph to bring the burial spices. We'll talk more about this on Sunday, but what I'm taking great encouragement from in this story is that Nicodemus is a work in progress. Things don't just happen like that for him. They take some time, and yet God honors that, and God shows his love to people like Nicodemus as well. Hope to see you in church on Sunday. We'll develop some of these thoughts a little further then. In the meantime, come join us 9:30 at the Oconomowoc Church, Good Shepherd United Methodist. And as always, grace and peace.